One of the most hotly debated issues on the upcoming November ballot is whether California should abolish the death penalty. KTVU's Rita Williams actually witnessed an execution at San Quentin back in 1993. And in tonight's special report tells us whether you're for or against the death penalty, the fact is most inmates on death row will likely die of natural causes.
Look at these pictures of some of the worst, names synonymous with fear, terror, evil. Serial killers such as the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, Charles Ng, he killed 11. The Trailside Killer David Carpenter, Speed Freak Killer Wesley Shermantine. Remember Ramon Salcido, his 7 victims included his wife and 2 daughters. Scott Peterson, Richard Allen Davis, killer of 12-year-old Polly Klaas, the Helzer brothers, and the rape, torture, and murder duo Michelle Michaud and James DiVeggio. A reminder of just a few of the people now on California's death row. But that could change in November. Proposition 34 would abolish capital punishment here, and the death sentences of those 725 men and women would be commuted to life without the possibility of parole. San Quentin's death row would disappear.
It is about savings and accountability and justice.
I think that Proposition 34 is misguided. It should not pass.
Formidable opponents on this issue are 2 people with long criminal justice credentials. For keeping the death penalty, San Mateo County District Attorney Steve Wagstaff, who personally prosecuted and sent to death row these 3 killers.
Do you have any question as to their guilt?
Not even the slightest.
Jeannie Woodford, now director of Death Penalty Focus, wants to abolish capital punishment.
Thanks so much.
As the warden at San Quentin State Prison, she carried out the executions of these 4 inmates.
At the end of every execution, someone on my staff would say, is the world safer tonight because of what we did? And we never answered that question because we all knew the answer was no.
Although 17 states now have abolished the death penalty, California voters historically have favored capital punishment for some crimes. But this time, well-financed opponents are touting a savings of $100 million a year and the rarity of executions, 13 in 23 years, meaning the condemned are more likely to die of old age. At 82, the Bay Area's Trailside Killer David Carpenter now is the oldest.
I believe that it's time to replace the death penalty in California because it's broken beyond repair.
Those same people who caused the delay, who caused the enormous sum of money to be spent, are saying it's broken, so let's throw it out.
Wagstaff says it's time to fix the system, not get rid of it. Hire more attorneys to speed up appeals. Not having a death penalty, he says, would handicap negotiations for guilty pleas and the recovery of victims' bodies. Wagstaff says he speaks for the murdered victims of death row inmates and keeps their pictures on his desk.
What's the right punishment for the evil perpetrated? It isn't just about the killer. It's about what the killer did.
It is about public policy. How do we spend our criminal justice dollars? What really keeps us safer?
Backers of the proposition say many condemned prisoners are against it because they'd lose their automatic appeals. I wrote several death row inmates asking how they would vote if they could. Ramon Salcido and Richard Ramirez wrote back but wouldn't say. Salcido concerned it might jeopardize his appeal. Rita Williams, KTVU, Channel 2 News.